From the story of a visionary who successfully changed the fortunes of companies, we now bring you the story of a man who's displayed entrepreneurial excellence in revolutionizing the two-wheeler industry. Venu Srinivasan, Chairman Emeritus TVS Motor Company, has proven that India truly has the acumen to build for the world. Through his strategy of diversification, tech transformation and nurturing long-term tie-ups with global majors, the TVS Motor Company has become the third largest two-wheeler maker and one of the first to foray into e-mobility in India. Here's a glimpse of his remarkable journey.
A young Venu Srinivasan took small but significant steps when he was handed over the reins of TVS Motor. The formative years instilled in him values of hard work and integrity, teaching him about dignity of labor and laying a strong foundation for the future.
The TVS family was a family founded on values and hard work. And we were always told that we were trustees and not owners, and that you kept it in trust for future generations and for society. And therefore, hard work, integrity, values, social consciousness were deeply built into us, and our minds were conditioned even when we were growing up as children. So that's how we started. And a very major influence in my life was my father and uncles, were all giants in their own right, every one of them. And the second major influence was the hard work. When I finished my matriculation, for the next 6 years, I worked as a mechanic, assistant. I was not fit enough to be a mechanic. I didn't know anything. So I was an assistant mechanic, and for 5 years worked on under the car, into the bonnet, worked on the machine shops, worked on fitting, carpentry. So 5 summers where most people had holidays, I only had unpaid work, so as an apprentice. And that left a very deep impression. It built my character. It taught me dignity of labor. It taught me to appreciate how a normal worker in a company feels, his aspirations, his travails. So that gave me the grounding on which I built my business later in life.
Early on in his career, circumstances thrust him into a leadership role that he hadn't anticipated. Despite the challenges, he took charge with sheer dedication and determination, even as he learnt on the job and steered the company through turbulent times.
I joined the business late 77, early 78. And within a year, my father passed on. And I was a normal, simple project manager under the director of the project. I was one of the managers making the moped, or trying to make a moped. And when he died, I was pushed into the chief executive position to take charge. And so that was a very tough time, because becoming an owner, chief executive without apprenticeship is a tough job to do.
A staunch believer of reinvention and embracing change, Venu Srinivasan's entrepreneurial journey saw him adopt a more inclusive leadership style and learn from mentors who taught him the relevance of technology, strategy, and total quality management.
I have personally found that in life, almost every 10 or 12 years, you have to reinvent yourself, because the world around you is changing, technology is changing, society's aspirations are changing, your own employees' aspirations are changing. So, as a chief executive and managing trustee of a business, you have to reinvent yourself also. So, I think when you talk about change, it is about changing yourself first and then changing the company or the world later. The first change was my style of leadership, becoming more inclusive and supporting my people. The second change were 2 great mentors came into the company. One was Lord Bhattacharya, I was chairman of Warwick Manufacturing, who mentored me till he passed away in 2019 or so. The second was Professor Tsuda from Japan. So Professor Bhattacharya did my personal coaching, mentoring, strategy. Professor Tsuda did the mentoring and quality management of holistically for not only for me, but the whole company. And it was on these pillars of technology and strategy on one side and holistic total quality on one side that we were able to bring out constantly new products.
Overcoming challenges became a hallmark of Venu's leadership. From parting ways with Suzuki to facing financial hardships, he met each obstacle with resilience and a commitment to building a strong, independent brand.
We decided to part ways with Suzuki a few years later because our aspirations was to be global and varied with their aspiration to control India as a subsidiary almost. So we decided that they will do their own path or go on their own path, and we will go on our own path to become a global company. So that happened in 2001 with a lot of skepticism. But can TVS build a brand? Can TVS survive on its own? So that was a challenge, and I think we crossed it successfully with building our own people and our own technology. And I put people first. It's people who build companies, not products. It's people who build products.
TVS Motor Company evolved into a global player with partnerships with esteemed brands like BMW, opening doors to new markets and reaching key milestones in the journey towards excellence.
From 2010, we started becoming a global company. We started exporting. We set up a plant in Indonesia. And therefore, that was the next turning point, as I said, every 10 years. So in 2010, we had to learn global competition, globalization, and a company with much greater bandwidth, emotional maturity, and emotional quotient to become a global company. When BMW said they would source all the 300cc products only from India and TVS, that made, I think, even Indians open their eyes. It opened the eyes of competition, and worldwide it gained a great deal of recognition for us on our prowess in quality and technology. So that was a very major turning point, I would say. And we also, our export marketing had to go from just sales to dealers to marketing, which means we start understanding each country, the conditions of use, the customers, their aspirations, and start crafting products and marketing strategies to suit those markets. So that happened from 2010 to 2020. We have bought Norton and we have to build that company. It will take us another 5 years. And we spent a lot of money and we'll spend some more money to get it there. We're looking at mobility holistically.
Looking to the future, Venu Srinivasan remains focused on customer satisfaction, continuous improvement, and unlimited ambition for growth and success.
Our goal ultimately would be to be the most sought after company by customers. Scale up to a point is important. Without scale, you cannot compete. But once you get scale, then only saying I want to be number one has no meaning, or I want to be number three has no meaning. What has meaning is that customers come after you and they beat a path to your door because you give them the best product, the best value, the best service. And so that's what we'd like to be known as, a company that lives for its customers.
Venu Srinivasan's competitors acknowledge his transformative leadership and the company's remarkable journey, while also recognizing his inspirational legacy.
Venu took a hold of TVS Motors and actually literally shook it from its boots, building a complete new culture of highly organized, meticulous planning and execution, with improved equipment, process, tooling, technology, and a highly trained workforce. And the big focus always, as one could see from the outside, was on ensuring quality in every aspect of what he was doing, of what the entire organization was doing.
Venu Srinivasan was conferred the Lifetime Achievement Award at the EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2023 Awards.
An award for a legend among entrepreneurs.
Our award is for a person whose contribution to his industry and indeed the nation goes way beyond just a single year or even a decade. Rather, his contribution extends to a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, this award is EY Entrepreneur of the Year Lifetime Achievement Award.
He's the doyen of India's two-wheeler industry and the man who first brought total quality management into Indian manufacturing. Through his strategy of diversification, technology transformation, and nurturing long-term tie-ups with global majors, his company, TVS Motor, has become the third largest two-wheeler manufacturer in India and one of the first to foray into e-mobility in India. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request a big round of applause for Shri Venu Srinivasan, Chairman Emeritus of TVS Motor Company.
This company has been built by thousands of people who worked a lifetime to build it. I want to express my appreciation and grateful thanks to all of them who built TVS for generations. And really, I receive it on their behalf. It is not a sense of public modesty or humility, but that is the truth for every one of us. Every one of us here, entrepreneurs, have built this company based on our people. So I thank them.
Well, that was Venu Srinivasan, a leader who's made significant contributions to India's auto industry. And with that, we come to the close of the first webisode of our special series celebrating success stories of the winners of the EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2023 India Awards. We'll be back with more, but until then, from all of us here, goodbye and thanks for watching.